guys are doing good. This is me, Abu Bakr Dilawar. I welcome you all to our latest episode of Founders Kahani. In this episode, we actually told the amazing kahanis, amazing stories of startup founders across the globe. And today we also have a very amazing kahani. This guy is doing really great job in Web3 spaces and blockchain technologies. And I think the people who are interested in launching their tech startup or want to work in the Web3 space or the blockchain technologies, this is the podcast for those guys. So I hope you will learn from this podcast, like as always. So please welcome Bruno. He is the co-founder of and IP manager at Disruptives ICP.Hub Indonesia. How are you, sir?
Hello, and thank you so much for having me here. A big hello also to all the community of Founders Kahani. I'm very happy to be here with you guys and share a little bit about my journey and what I'm doing right now in my life.
Okay, that's really nice. That's really nice. So let's begin with this question. What is the kahani of Bruno?
Okay, so me myself, I like to define myself as a Web3 entrepreneur. Just to give you a little bit of background of myself, so in this way you better understand my story and what is that I'm doing. So my background, I'm a biomedical engineer. And in the past, I used to work with pharmaceutical companies all over the world. So I've been traveling a lot in my life. And until like a few years ago, I was based in the USA. I was there as a technical manager for this company. And then, pushed by the American dream, I decided, to bet everything on myself. So one day I decided to quit everything and to bet everything on my main passion, that was blockchain and cryptocurrency. So said that, what I did, I quit everything. I moved from the USA to Bali, Indonesia. I'm currently based here already for the last 1 year and a half. And during my journey, I experienced so many things. I've been in contact with so many brilliant minds and entrepreneurs. And this actually gave me so much in terms of personal and professional skills that I gained in this space, because I truly believe that, blockchain is going to be something that is going to revolutionize our world in the way we know it and our society. And because of this, I really wanted to be more and more involved in this space and leave also a mark in any way possible for this experience.
Okay. I think you have a very amazing kahani. The thing that you told me about pushing the American dream away and starting something on your, it's really inspirational, because if you see, there are a lot of people in the South Asian region who wants to live the American dream actually, and you pushed it back to start something on your own. Yeah.
And the beautiful thing is that right now, everybody's used to say, yeah, the American dream. But now, we can replace the word America with whatever country we are living in, because this is the beauty of this world nowadays, that the American dream now has shifted to the Indonesian dream, the Pakistan dream, the Arab dream, because, we are all now betting on ourselves. Most of the people now want to become entrepreneur. They want, to bet on themselves, to chase their dreams. So I think it's very beautiful, and this is going to bring a lot of, innovative experience and, a lot of shift in the way we know and we live life.
Yeah, I think that's really nice. So, what thing triggers you to co-found the Disruptive ICP Hub Indonesia?
Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about this ICP Hub project. So me personally, I joined the Internet Computer Protocol, that is a layer 1 blockchain. We are in the top 30 for the last couple of months. But I had like previous experience with Internet Computer Protocol by developing a really nice project in Italy that is called Federitaly 100% Made in Italy. And it's a certificate that is completely on blockchain for providing quality and basically giving back a reply regarding the problem of trust that is missing right now in consumer. Because how many times you buy a product and you are willing to spend more money for a product of quality, and then, maybe it's not what is written on the label, and there is no one that is giving you the certainty that what is written on the label, it's really what it is. So for avoiding this and, giving back trust to the consumer and promoting Italian excellence around the world, we came out with this certificate that is 100% on chain for products that are 100% made in Italy. And we developed this project. My role in this project was blockchain development manager. And we developed this project entirely on the Internet Computer Protocol, and it has been a huge success. We had the chance to present the product in front of the Italian Senate. We had the chance to promote it as well in front of the European Parliament and the European Commission. So this was a huge accomplishment. And I really like Internet Computer Protocol for many reasons. As I told you, I'm a biomedical engineer, so I have a technical background. So I am in this space mostly for the technological advancement that it can bring, and not for the pure speculation that most of the people follow in the moment they hear about blockchain and crypto. Everybody wants to become millionaire overnight. For me, instead, it's more about providing a real value that can fix problem that we have in our society. And if you think blockchain was created for fixing a problem, the lack of trust, because at the moment we cannot trust we are not able to trust anyone. We don't trust the media, we don't trust the government, we don't trust our neighbor. So because of this, we need something that can help us. And blockchain by definition is, what is it? It's like a ledger. It's a database where you can write information, and that this information are public and nobody can tamper them, nobody can alter them, and nobody can delete this kind of record. So you have the certainty that once the information are there, nobody can go and change them, as it can happen, in a centralized environment where you have a central authority that have access to these records and can modify them according as they want. Now, because of this, in the moment, I had already worked with ICP for this project of Feder Italy. There was the possibility of promoting the adoption, evangelism, education, incubation, and acceleration in the Indonesia area. And because I'm based here in Indonesia, I was chosen to become like the hub manager for ICP.Hub Indonesia, that is named DISRUPTIVES. And our goal here as ICP.Hub is to provide value to local communities. So we want to empower them. We want to give them value, because right now, what is the main issue if we talk about founders or projects that are trying to develop a solution on blockchain, is that most of the time they're missing knowledge. They're missing, funding. They're missing the support that is needed. And we as Internet Computer Protocol are able instead to fix this kind of issues that all the founders are facing in the moment they are building their own product, or they're trying to develop their idea into something that is concrete, tangible. So I believe that with the work that we are doing here in Indonesia with the ICP.Hub, we can really accomplish so much. But just for you to know, the ICP.Hubs around the world right now, there are already 15. And by the end of the year, we are going to have 20 hubs that are going to cover basically the entire world, providing value to all local communities. Because blockchain is not a global product, is a local product, meaning that when we promote this kind of technology, it needs to be adapted according to the region where you are based, because every region has different tradition, culture, regulation, adoption, understanding, knowledge. So according to all these factors, the strategy for promoting this kind of technology, it will change according to where you are based. So a strategy that will work for me in Indonesia, it will not work in South America. Something that will work in North America, maybe it will not work in South Africa or in East Africa or in West Africa. So we need to change this approach. And the best way to do it is to create this ICP.Hub that are basically providing knowledge, education, evangelism, adoption. They are making sure that local communities are empowered to make the right choice, to understand what is going on, and to take advantage of the solutions that are being provided by the using of blockchain technology.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a very good vision of disruptive. I think you're doing really great work. So, what are the basic difficulties you find out in working with the Web3 space? what are the challenges do you think we have to address for the people who just want to dive into this or want to do something with this?
So first of all, education in terms of getting the right information. Because right now, the blockchain space, it's like compared most of the time to the Wild West. Okay, it's something that it might look like obscure or unregulated, but in reality, it's a very safe environment where if you approach it with the right knowledge and with the right information, you can really accomplish too much. But one of the main problems, especially for someone that is coming from the Web2 environment, let's call it like this, and they want to move into the Web3 environment, is that they don't know what to do. They don't know how it works. They don't know what is the best solution that they can implement in their workflow, in their business. So because of this, the lack of information and education is like one of the main issues that the founders might face in the moment they want to switch and they want to change the technology that is available for them.
Yeah, exactly. And how do you feel, how you overcome it in your startup and your journey?
So sorry, say it again.
I said you talked about very good challenges. I think these are the major challenges that we face in diving into these kind of spaces. So, how do you tackle this kind of situation in your career or during your journey of establishing Disruptive?
So there are different ways for doing it. Let's say that the most important way, first of all, is understanding what is the nature of the business of these founders. So understanding what is that they want to do, because sometimes it might be that a business or a founder or an enterprise, they don't need Web3 technology. Maybe they're already good in what they are doing. So the first thing that needs to be done is a proper study about the business model, about the workflow, about what are the challenges that this company is facing, and understanding according to their challenges, their values, the community that they are engaging with, if integrating Web3 technologies in their workflow, it's something that is going to bring an improvement or not. Because let's remember that every time that you bring a new technology, you need to keep in mind that this technology, it can bring also, a lot of expenses in terms also of development, in terms of creating a proper infrastructure that will allow for this technology to work in the right way. So because of this, it's going to be very important to make a proper study about this business and understand in which way they can implement Web3 technologies and what are the best solutions available around for them to implement or even to create something new. Because there is also this possibility, and this will be amazing, because if you can build something from scratch, it means that you really own that idea. It means that that solution that you are creating or you are deploying, it's something that maybe also somebody else can use, because maybe you are not the only one facing that problem. Let's remember that we are more than 8 billion people in the world. So this means that we are a lot, and the problem that I might face, another 2,000 people around the world are facing as well. So a solution that is good for me, it can be a solution that is good also for other people. So the goal, it's always study, discover, implement, and share.
Yeah, I think this is a really good thing that you have said, because I personally believe that communities are the solution of everything. You can do anything if you are a part of a community, or as a community, you can do anything. And if we talk about the mankind history, they always go for the food side in the group, in the part of the community. But I don't know why in this era people really don't like to work within the communities or don't like to go with the community.
But this is something that it will change, because this was the previous way of working. We are used to work in a society where instead of collaborating, we are competing with each other, while instead the reality is that we should collaborate more and we should involve more the communities in our decision, because at the end these communities are going to be the one that will be promoting our products, will be the one that will be using the products that we are creating. So it's going to be very important to receive as many feedback as possible from the communities, but also reward the communities for their effort, for spending time in providing this feedback. In fact, I believe that like one of the most beautiful things of the switch from Web 2 to Web 3 is that in Web 2, we live still in a world where information are put around, we create content, we create information, but basically we don't own anything. While in reality, when we talk of Web3, there is a new value, that there is a couple of new values that are being introduced. And this is the value of owning the information, the data that you are providing, but also earn out of this data and information that you are giving away. And this is like something very powerful, because how many times you think, oh, because I'm doing this, I would like to be rewarded. Because I'm doing that, I would like, to receive something back. And now with, with Web3, this is something that it can become possible, because what is really happening is that we are giving value in this way to the community. We are basically, providing something that they didn't have until now, that is the ownership of the data that they are submitting to us, but at the same time, we are providing value. And this value can be an economical value, it can be a voucher, it can be a recognition, it can be a shout out, but it can be, done in several different ways. So because of this, communities are key. Communities is what is making the difference in the Web3 environment.
Yeah, exactly. So there is currently a trending topic called cryptocurrency. So how do you think in today's business landscape, cryptocurrency is how much important, and how about its worth in today's business landscape?
So right now, in the actual landscape, if you think we are still in a situation where we are still scratching the surface. So basically, every cryptocurrency and blockchain is pretty new. And most of the hype came out from the bull run of 2020, 2021. And we know that everybody jumped on board of this because they wanted to become millionaire overnight, because they heard people that they made a huge amount of money. But the reality is that we are here not for making money. We are here for changing our society, to change the way that we live. So we actually have, in the current landscape, a lot of true leaders that are actually building something that can bring a lot of value to others. And this is, are the projects where we need to dig much deeper, where we need to create more solution. Like this is another reason why I really like Internet Computer Protocol as a blockchain and as a technology, because they provide something that the other don't provide. And first of all is fully decentralized. So this means that there are no clouding systems that are being used. And because of this, that all the information are really fully on chain, and they are not owned by somebody else that can unplug the server and those information are not there anymore, or that they can use the information that are saved on those servers for their own purpose. Plus, we are one of the greenest blockchain in terms of energy consuming. One transaction on ICP is 4 times cheaper than a Google research. And how many Google research we do in a day? It's really a lot. And then, we have this concept of reverse gas fee model, that it's something very cool, because if you have a little bit of experience with interacting with decentralized application, you know that every time that you are interacting with any blockchain, you need to pay some kind of transaction fee. While instead, on Internet Computer Protocol, there is this there is this method that is called reverse gas fee model, where what is happening is that you don't pay to use a decentralized application. So this means that you can onboard as many users as possible. And this is like a big, huge advantage compared to any other blockchain. So my point on the current landscape is that we are still growing, we are still evolving. There is still a lot that is happening, that is going on. The important, is to keep an open eye, an open mind, and discover as much as possible out of this.
Yeah, I think you explained it very well. There is one more topic that is really trending these days, which is the DAFI, the decentralized finances. So what's your thoughts on that? What's going on about the DAFI, and what's your thoughts about it?
So this is a very good question. I truly believe that DeFi, it's going to be the future. It's going to be adopted more and more. And this again, because of the main problem of the lack of trust regarding the traditional finance. So people want to rely less on bankers, central banks, and they want, to be more autonomous, independent in the way that their finance is managed. That's why decentralized finance. Of course, there is still a lot of road to be made, a lot of improvement along the way. This in terms of making infrastructures that are going to be more solid and robust in terms of attack from hacker that can, destabilize the entire architecture. But despite this, the concept of DeFi is something very unique. I want to make an example that I make sometime when we talk about DeFi to make people better understand what is the concept behind it. So let's imagine that we need to ask a loan. So we want to buy an house or we want to buy a car and we need money. So what do we usually do? We go to a bank and we ask for a loan. But what is happening is that in the moment we sit on the chair in front of the banker in front of us, this person is already judging us on different parameters: the way you're dressed, the color of your skin, your religion, your name, your attitude. And they're not evaluating you on what are the real parameters that should be taken into account to give you a loan or not. And these are you a good payer? Do you pay your bills in time? Do you have a salary? Do you have a kind of track record that can prove this for you? Do you have any kind of collateral that you can place on it? So there is always some kind of bias when you are asking for a loan that is happening, that you are not receiving the loan, or you are receiving the loan at a very disadvantaged rate. And this is very bad because it's not improving the economy, it's not improving your situation, and it's not allowing you to provide, for example, even for your family, if we want to put it like this. And this is a problem. So let's imagine that instead of interacting with a person that we don't know how did he wake up in the morning, maybe before he went to work, he fighted with his wife and is in a terrible mood, and whoever is going to ask and say something is going to just say no because it was a bad day. It can happen. We know that this can happen. So let's imagine that instead of interacting with a central bank, we can interact with a decentralized environment. So here, decentralized finance, where you don't interact with a person, but you interact with a smart contract. A smart contract is just, a digital agreement that is enforced by software, where there are certain rules that are written, and then the software is making sure that these rules are being enforced. So you are asking for a loan, so they're checking those parameters. They can check if you pay your bills on time, if you have a salary that is guaranteeing that you will be able to pay it back, and even if you can put some kind of collateral, like you have some kind of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, ICP, that you want to place there. So it's in this way, if something is going to happen, maybe the end of the month is arriving and you didn't do your payment, so they're going to collect their collateral. This is good. Instead of having, a person, now you are interacting with the software, and the software is the one that you have to trust. In the coding world, they like to say the code never lies. And now also, thanks to artificial intelligence, it's going to be very easy also to audit code, because even if you're not a developer or a programmer and you don't know how to code, now there is going to be artificial intelligence that is able to audit a code and understand if a smart contract has been written in the right way or not. So you can trust the code, because you know that the code is not going to take decision based on bias mentioned inside the digital contract. So because of this, I believe that the decentralized finance is going to play a crucial role, especially in emerging countries where it's necessary to provide loans or to provide, any kind of services that is coming from the finance world to people in an advantage way, in a way that people can really leverage what is happening for their well-being and not for the well-being of a third party that in this case can be a central authority.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in the emerging countries and the developing countries, financing is the big problem here. So I think definitely is only solution. So I'm also a startup founder. So how do you think the businesses can make a good portfolio in cryptocurrency?
Okay, this is a tricky question because I'm not a financial advisor, so I cannot give any kind of financial advice on what to buy, what to invest in. But my suggestion is, if you're interested in this space, study it, discover what is it about, but don't just buy something because you hear somebody talking about it. Go and read about it, make your study. When I talk about like investing in a project, I always give the suggestion, to make a study based on certain parameters that are going to be very important. What is the problem that they're solving? Their solution is unique. If it is not unique, who are their competitors? Do their competitors do something better than them? Is their technology reliable? Make a study about their team. Who is their team? Is people that have a track record and experience, or is just people that have just started to do it? Try to understand if there is a community behind it. Do they have followers? Follow their social network like LinkedIn, Twitter, Discord. Remember that, following social is not a proof that your business is successful or that a certain project is the best, because you can have 1 million followers and maybe 99% of those are bought. There has been recently like a huge company that had received, I think, $100 million in fund, and then after a couple of years they came out in saying 98% of the people that we were thinking were our user were only bought. So think, of course, these are parameters that you have to include in the list of things to examine, but don't take like the millions of followers on social like something good. Okay, because I saw that they have millions of followers, I'm going to buy it. No, do a proper evaluation of the project, study it, download their white paper, check their roadmap, check their website, check their announcement, participate to their AMA. There are so many things that you can do. Like me personally, before to invest in a project, like I calculated that I put something around between 40 and 50 hours of study. So this means that for days, I'm just reading, discovering, trying to understand as much as possible. And honestly, I don't care about the price. Like I don't look at the price fluctuation or volatility. If I believe that a project is good to invest in, I don't even look at the price. I just invest in it. And then another thing, I don't invest for short term. So I don't do investment for a day, a week, or a month. My investments are all for long term. So 3 to 5 years or even more. Just to make you an example, I started to buy Bitcoin in 2018. I never sold my Bitcoin. Even when we were at 69,000, I didn't sell them. And probably I'm not going to sell them for at least another 5 to 10 years, because this is my pension. So every time that I'm doing an investment, I'm doing it in the long term. I don't care about the short-term gain. I prefer instead to invest in the future, because I want to feel like, the Warren Buffett of the situation, that when he's investing, he's not investing for 1 year. He's investing because he want to be part of, of this growth. And investing in cryptocurrency, investing in a project is the same thing as buying share or buying stocks from a company that is quoted somewhere. You are becoming part of that project. So this means that if they grow, if they improve, if they get better, you also make a gain. Look at the people that invested in Apple, Tesla, Facebook, and look where are now these moguls, these giants.
Exactly. So that's a very valid point you said. If you are investing in the cryptocurrency, it's a long-term investment. But if in the developing countries, actually in the COVID, the cryptocurrency has so much boom in Pakistan and India. So people sold their houses, sold their cars to invest in the cryptocurrency because they want to become millionaires overnight, and that affected them very bad, because after some time the crypto market fell down and all the investment get lost. Yeah,
I know.
That's a very huge problem within the countries
That's
like
why
Pakistan.
studying is important. Educating ourselves in what we are doing is very important. The information are out there and they are free. It's not that you have to pay somebody else to tell you what to do. That's why I'm saying I never want to give advice on what to buy, because then you can come to me and you can tell me, oh, I already lost 50% of my value. Man, I'm here for the long run. So even if I lost 90% in the short term, I don't care because I can make maybe 1000x in 10 years. So it's all depending, on your risk. And another very important rule that I think this is the golden rule when you do investment in cryptocurrency or blockchain, let's not forget that this is a very volatile world. So because of this, never invest more that you can afford to lose. This is the most important thing of all. If you have 10,000 aside, don't invest all 10,000. Invest maybe 1% of your portfolio. Take it easy, You don't need to become millionaire overnight. We've been living so good so far until now. It's not going to be an investment that is going to change our life.
Yeah, exactly. So now there is a line that I have read in my school book or read in my school essays that internet changed the world to a global village. And now we can see internet really changed the world into a global village. If we see in this situation, we are 1,000 miles away, but we are interacting with each other very comfortably, sitting at our own ease. No? So I think the world has really become the global village. It's due to the internet. So I personally believe that how much change internet brought into the world, blockchain has the same potential of bringing that change into the world. So what's your vision about the blockchain that how much it will change the world?
So amazing question. And I totally agree with you. I believe that blockchain is like the internet of 20 years ago. If you remember when internet came out, what everybody was saying, internet is a scam, internet is bringing no utility to anyone, is never going to impact the global economy. We are still good with paper and the classic postal service. We don't need internet. And there has been the dot-com bubble, like everybody knows it, that there was a huge hype, the same that happened a couple of years ago with blockchain. And then, everything went down. When everything went down, 99% of the projects that were not giving any value, that were not providing any solution, had been wiped out. But then when the dust settled, what happened? It was that the project that survived, that were really bringing a solution, they became the backbone of our society. Look at Google, look at Apple, look at Tesla. We have so many products that have become, something so strong right now, part of our society. And the same thing is happening with blockchain. We are history goes in cycle. So we see that what happened 30 years ago basically is happening right now. The only thing is that the word internet has been changed with blockchain. So because of this, now we see history repeating. We are seeing projects that were not bringing any solution being wiped out from the market. And we see that the ones that are actually solving a problem, that are here to provide value, they are still here. They are still surviving. Maybe their value went down 90%. But despite this, they are still here because there is an interest behind it, because they're really changing our society. So I believe that blockchain technology in the next 10 to 15 years is going to become the backbone of our society. We can see implementation of blockchain basically in everything in our life, from healthcare, real estate, government, financial transaction, medical history, school history. You can save any kind of information on the blockchain. And this is going to be something that is going to revolutionize our world. And I truly believe in this. I really believe that technology is going to save us. Technology is going to change everything.
Yeah, exactly. So now we have become at the end. We have come to the end of this podcast. So I'm also a part of Gen Z. No? So we always look the fun part, the cool part in every series. Since you have a very cool personality, so I have a very cool question for you. So if we give you a chance to invite three people, dead or alive, on your dinner table, who that would be?
Dead or alive?
To your dinner table, who would that be?
Okay, so the number one, it will be Elon Musk. Like, for sure. I really have a huge, I really love the guy a lot, really a lot. The second one maybe will be Satoshi Nakamoto, if we can discover who is this person. We're really interesting to meet the person in live. And then I would say someone maybe from the past, someone that is not alive anymore. I will say Ford, because I think he was one of the biggest innovator in our society. With all the invention that he brought, he created a new way of embracing technology for everybody. So because of this, I believe that he was a huge innovator for his epoch. And because of this, I really would like to meet him as well.
Okay, okay, good answer. So I think now we have some questions for you on our FM show. So let's dive into the question. The first question will be from Rami. She's asking why you choose Indonesia for starting your initiative.
Okay, that's a good question. So basically, as I told you before in my previous life, let's call it like this, I used to travel around the world working with all pharmaceutical companies. And then I moved to US because my previous company opened a branch in the US. So I was based there as technical manager. And my wife was following me around the world. So after 5 years of traveling with me around the world, when I quit my job, I said to her, baby, this is your time of choosing our next destination. It's on you. And she was like, look, it's a long time I want to go to Bali. So let's try Bali, Indonesia. So we came here and we were supposed to stay here for a couple of months. We never left.
Okay, okay. So how it feels like to live in a touristic place?
Oh, it's amazing. Bali, especially. Everybody, when they think of Bali, they think of a place, for leisure, for holidays, for, going to the beach, having fun, and these kind of things. Bali is completely different. Bali is a place full of energy, full of visionaries, brilliant minds, entrepreneurs. It's a very dynamic place, full of people that quit the 9-to-5 job to accomplish their dreams, to chasing their goals. So because of this, Bali is a very dynamic place where you learn a lot, where you accomplish a lot. And then, it's a very magical place. So Bali is highly recommended, especially for who has like an entrepreneurial mind and they can work from wherever in the world. Try and come to Bali and see how life is here. You will be like really, really impressed by what is happening. And here, there is a lot going on because Indonesia, it's considered is the fourth most populated country in the world. 25% of the population is below 15 years of age. 65% of the population is between 15 and 65, so in working age. And there is so many startups, so many investments, so many opportunities. It's a great emerging country. It's very probably, they're going to become like one of the biggest economy in the world. Their GDP growth, despite the inflation around the world, is more than 8%. So it's a great place to be. I think it's one of the emerging countries that is going to play a crucial role in the future.
Yeah, and exactly, Indonesia is the largest Muslim population in the world.
Yes, yes. Yeah. But Bali is in.
Okay, Bali is in. So there is next question is from Abdullah. He said he wants to be the engineer in the Web3 spaces. What will be the first step he should take?
Sorry, say it again. I didn't get you because the audio went out.
Yeah, he's saying that he wants to become a Web3 engineer. What's the first step should he take?
Start to study. If you want to become a Web3 engineer, you got to study. You got to put a lot of work together. And look, there are so many tools online to learn how to code. Start to learn how to code in Python, Rust, Motoko, TypeScript, Solidity, Java, C++. There are so many languages, but there are also so many free tools that you can find around, even through artificial intelligence, that they can help you to learn how to code. Because if you want to become like a Web3 engineer, Also, it depends what you mean with Web3 engineer, because you can become, a product manager, you can become a chief operating officer. There are different roles that you can cover as an engineer in the Web3 space. If we are talking about developing, then regarding developing, you gotta put the study, you gotta put the work, and you gotta make sure that you know what you're doing and you become familiar with the language of the ecosystem where you want to build. But don't give up. If this is something you want to do, keep going, keep going.
Yeah, okay. So now I have a very personal question from you. Like, as you know that there are, as a startup founder, as a young startup founder, I listen to a lot of negative comments on the daily basis. I have a lot of negative thoughts on my mind. Since you also moved, like you had a big move in your life, like leaving the place where people dying to go there and going to a place like called Bali. So, do you also face some kind of negativity from the people like, what have you done with your life? It's not a good step for you. Stay in America. Are you crazy? You are missing that kind of opportunity. How do you deal with that situation?
So look, me personally, I'm a very positive person. I think that you can feel it from my energy during this interview. I really always try to stay positive. Of course, you will always find people along the way that are gonna give you bad comment, or that they will try to turn you down, or they will try, to bring down your morale. But honestly, this is your path. This is your journey. So whatever the people around you are telling you, don't listen to them. You gotta listen only to yourself. So don't
Yeah.
care about the other one that are telling you, oh, you were in America, you were living an amazing life. Why did you move to Bali? You don't care. You don't live my life. I live mine. So it's up to me to choose, what I want to do, how I want to do it. Remember that the goal, it's always the same. You gotta be happy with what you're doing. Because if you're not happy, you are not productive. And if you're not
Yeah.
productive, it means that you're not accomplishing anything. So it's better, to be trapped in a job or in a location where you don't feel, satisfied or happy about what you're doing, or it's better, to live somewhere else and try something different, get out from your comfort zone and try to see if you can do and realize something that it can actually make you happy, that can, excites you, keep you awake at night, generate new ideas. This is what I like to do. Like, when I quit my job, I said, okay, now I'm going to work for myself. And, I'm going to decide how much to work. I'm going to quit the 9 to 5. Everybody tell you, do what you love and you're never going to work a day in your life. This is not true,
Exactly.
because you're actually going to work even 3-4 times more than what you were working before. But you're working for yourself. And this is like the biggest accomplishment that you can reach. Plus, again, the goal, it's always the same. You gotta be happy, so you gotta follow your lead. What I say sometimes is always be yourself. You gotta do you. You don't gotta do what other people around you are doing. So don't listen to others, because what is good for you, it might not good for me, or what is good for me is not going to be good for you. So understand what are your needs, understand what do you need to be happy, and just follow your dreams.
Yeah, exactly. And if you see, I asked you this question because I just graduated in 2022 as a software engineer, and I ignored, I rejected many good job opportunities to pursue my startup, and even my parents are saying go to America, go to Australia for the further studies. Why are you staying in Pakistan and all that stuff? Now, even I'm a very extrovert guy by nature, and I'm a very fast-paced guy by nature. So I almost 24 hours day I work 20 hours in the weekdays. Like I have a meeting there, I'm running there, I have a meeting there, I'm running there. So even my parents and even my friends told me slow down a little bit. What are you doing with your life? Actually, my family has a good family business which is in the textile business. So why don't you join the family business? Why you want to do? I listen to those kind of comments daily basis of my life. That's why I ask you this question, because your story is also like very much similar, that you left a dream life where what people think that it would be the best life you are ever living, and you come to a place which is not
Look,
that much
if
famous
I can
in terms
if
of
I can say something,
promotion.
Abubakar, you're still very young, so you
Yeah,
still have so much ahead of you. Keep doing
yeah,
what is making you happy, not what is making other people happy, because then you know you're gonna pursue something that is not part of you, of the person that you are, and because of this, you know, you're not gonna never gonna, you know, you're always gonna to be thinking, what if? What if I would have continued to do that? You know,
exactly,
and then
exactly.
this question is gonna eat you alive. So it's better to try and fail and not to try at all and don't know if you were going to fail or succeed.
Exactly, exactly. Yes, I'm just 22 and I just working on my startup. There would be many job opportunities for me if
Always.
failed in the startup. Huh? Even now, I have my email full about a good job opportunity. Like people are want to do something good, and I have very good admission letters from many good universities from America and Australia about my MS degree. Yeah. So
Nice.
I want to work on my startup
But
right now.
keep
Found.
going, keep doing what you're doing. And also this for everybody that is listening, don't be scared about failing. Failure is part of the journey. The more you fail, the more you learn. So don't be scared about failing.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to try. Try wherever you can. I'm happy where I am now, but me too. I failed many times, and every time I failed, I understood what was wrong, and I could improve for the next time. So keep going, keep believing in yourself, keep chasing your dreams. That's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
suggestion.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Bruno, for coming to our podcast. And we had great conversation. I personally learned a lot, especially this last conversation was so much close to my heart, and I can relate to you very well, and I can understand how much negative comments you have listened in your kahani, in your journey, but you tackled with it. And thank you so much for listening to us. And on the last, if you have any comments for our audience, please.
All good from my side. I really appreciated this opportunity. I hope that I brought value to you and to your community. And if you guys want to connect with me, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can find me as Bruno Calaberetta. And don't hesitate to DM me, to ask me questions. I'm always happy to help others in achieving their goals and grow. So thank you all for the attention and for having me here. Appreciate it a lot.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to Founders Kahani today, for tuning into FM 100.4 today. We have learned a lot from today's episode, so please keep growing, keep learning, and see you next time. Stay blessed. Allah.